four things you need to be happy: someone to love, something to do, something to look forward to, and something bigger than yourself to believe in. Okay. I was thinking about that quote. That was my favorite segment back in the day when I was watching a bunch of college football. Lou Holtz was they had a little segment called Dr. Lou, and he would give his picks. He would talk about college football. He'd always give like a little philosophical thing or a little thing that he learned being a head coach, national champion, Notre Dame, West Virginia, everywhere else that he was too. But Dr. Lou was amazing. I love Dr. Lou, but I kind of thought of that quote, and it's going to be like a completely different type of situation, right? I was reading, I'm currently in the process of reading, rather, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. That was one of the things he talked about, was the psychology of the victims of the Holocaust, the ones who were in the prisons, the ones who lost hope, who didn't have anything to look forward to. Those were the ones that just checked out, and they'd be seemingly healthy, but then they would develop physical characteristics and they would die. The ones who kept in their minds some type of a hope for something in the future, whether it be reconnecting with a family member, going back home. There were a number of scientists, authors, artists who had that magnum opus that they were still trying to complete and wanted to complete. They held on to that, and that gave them hope for the future. But one thing that I see a lot now, as we start to get more seasoned, is a lot of the propaganda that we see daily on TV, what we see on our internet, what we see everywhere, is we have a very youth-centered culture, simply because that's who they can market to. 25 to 45, that's when you're in your main buying. After you get after that, you have your patterns down, so they're not going to market to you as much. But you got to think about where we are, right? You got to think about all the things that we've learned in the past, doing the things that we had to do, learn from our grandparents, learn from our great-grandparents. They're going away because everything's such a like instant type of thing. We're losing a lot of value. We're losing a lot of our culture. We're losing a lot of our knowledge. We're sure as hell losing a lot of our wisdom. We have to make sure that we're doing that. So if that's what you want to hold on to, is something bigger than yourself, hey, teach it something to the generations that are coming after you, that are going to need your wisdom. They're going to need your knowledge, that are going to need you to guide them. As far as something to do, make yourself a fucking savage. Read everything that you can read, get smarter. Seneca talked about that when he was talking to one of his young students. Seneca was in his advanced years, and he says, why are you still continuing to learn? He says, well, I'm still alive. When we live, we have to learn. So that's something to do. Make yourself physically savage, make yourself mentally savage. Somebody that you love, obviously, hey, you got to find that, because we're not solitary creatures, right? We're more like lions. We're in that pack. We have to work together. We have to move together, and that's where everything is. Greatest thing that ever happened to me in my entire life was meeting my wife and then having my family. Absolutely no question about it. Turned me from somebody I would not consider to be the highest character human being into somebody who, I can stand in front of my family and be proud that I'm the man that I am. So make sure that you're focusing on those things, and hey, be happy, man. But focus.